In today's video, we'll be going over the current conditions. We're going to be breaking down the upcoming severe weather where we have multiple days of just really large severe weather threats. And we're going to just be breaking down the upcoming pattern as well. Let's go ahead and break down the current conditions though. And first things first, we're taking a look at our current radar imagery. And we actually have multiple pockets of precipitation. We've been talking about how really we're going to have back-to-back storms. And really we see storm number 1 over here. Storm number 2 over here, and then we see storm number 3 over here. So we can literally see each storm taking place across the United States, and really there's a multitude of different impacts happening with each and every one of these. But first things first, we're going to just move on to this one up here in the northwest. And we can see a wave of precipitation has basically just moved onshore just like this to northern California, coastal Oregon there, and then coastal Washington also, where we do have some moderate precipitation, even some snowfall taking place there in the Cascades, but the yellows is indicating heavier rainfall, and we're even seeing some of those blues pop up here for the southern Cascades, and that's indicating heavier snowfall taking place as well. So a pretty impactful storm, and that storm is going to kind of move down like this, and it's going to be our next storm for the Central Plains and the Rockies eventually, and then eventually the eastern United States. Speaking about the Rockies and the Central Plains, we have our current storm over this region. And this is what I just called storm number 2. And we have a lot of thunderstorm activity taking place throughout these regions. This is going to be one of our bigger severe weather threats throughout the next few days with this storm. And then we also have some wintry precipitation happening for the Rockies. No surprise there. As this low pressure system moves across. As we just zoom in here, we can see quite a bit of snowfall happening here for Nebraska, Wyoming, and Colorado there. So multiple different regions seeing some snowfall. We see heavier showers and thunderstorms taking place over here, but it's really as we head southward towards Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas. That's where we see a lot of these heavier thunderstorms taking place. We actually had a severe thunderstorm roll through Dallas, Texas last night, Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas. So that was pretty intense. In Oklahoma City, you're about to get a pretty big whopper of a storm as well that looks like it's about to roll through. So these areas are seeing some overnight thunderstorms that are taking place. And we also have a pocket of showers that is really dissipated, but it headed over San Antonio and areas south of San Antonio. But look at how quickly that just dissipates. That's pretty crazy. Let's move towards the eastern United States, though, because we do have some showery activity up here. So there's some showers up here for the northeast still taking place. The further south you go here, the heavier they are, because near New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, that's where we're having actually pretty significant moderate to heavy showers taking place at this point. Also for North Carolina, we've seen some heavier pockets of showers taking place, but those have really moved offshore as well. And by the time everybody's waking up, it should be all said and done. Now for Florida, we do have some showers and thunderstorms that look like they're heading towards the coast. So this is, again, something that we deal with this time of year, and especially as we move towards the summer, very frequently. So be on the lookout for these pockets of isolated thunderstorms and showers that are heading towards the region. All right, now what we're going to do here is we're going to move on. We're going to break down the upcoming pattern. Okay, so we're going to really deep dive into that, and then we're going to break down the upcoming severe weather immediately after. All right, now here's the upcoming pattern. We can see storm number 1, 2, and 3 here. We should probably do it in the other order, but whatever. We see all 3 storms here. Now this one really works its way into this region, brings some more severe weather. This one is transitioning towards the Rockies, and this one is all but moved out basically. Let's see. As we continue to move this forward, storm number 2 is moving more towards the eastern United States, and this is going to be by about tomorrow afternoon on Tuesday. And that's going to be May 3rd. We do see some storminess here for the Rockies and into the central United States. As we approach Wednesday, May 4th, we can see that there is quite a bit of precipitation working its way into the central United States now, and this is going to be the primary driver for severe weather after storm number 2 is all said and done. Storm number 2, by the way, is located basically over the eastern seaboard here. As we continue to move this on, it's towards Friday, May 6th, we can see storm number 3, I think. I'm getting confused now. Has basically dived into the eastern United States, and it's bringing all sorts of impacts to the mid-Atlantic, the northeast, and the southeast by this point. And then we see storm number 4, and we're only a few days out from this, so this is about 4 days from now when we will have the 4th storm heading in to the northwest, bringing quite a bit of precipitation up there for the northwest. And look at how snowy things get out here. Wow, that's crazy. And we have a lot of storminess in the southeast still as well. Let's continue this on. By the time we reach about Monday, this is going to be May 9th, we see quite a bit of snowfall taking place for all of these regions. And really, the jet stream looks about like this. I mean, huge ridge in the east here by this point, and then a huge trough in the western United States. This is a pretty interesting pattern here, but definitely a big trough in the west that took place, and then a huge ridge that allows this warm air to just pour into the eastern United States. That takes place towards the end of this model run. So anytime from about the 6th through the 12th, it looks like it's going to be a warmer time period. Now let's go ahead and take a look at that total precipitation real quickly. And we still expect a lot for the central, the northwestern, and the eastern United States there. Anywhere in the reds is basically experiencing above average precipitation at this point. If you're anywhere in the whites, you expect basically nothing. If you're anywhere in the grays, you expect a basically 0.1 inches or less of rainfall. The greens are going to be 0.1 to 0.5 inches of rainfall. Your blues are going to be your half an inch to an inch amount of rainfall. Yellows will be an inch to 2 inches. Reds are going to be 2 to 6 inches of rainfall. And then your browns are going to be your 6 to 10 inches of rainfall. So again, for the browns, we see quite a bit of this for the northwestern United States. We see some of the browns. The central United States, we see some of those. And then also for the mid-Atlantic and southeast here. Very small region here over about the Delmarva and some of the Carolinas there. We do see some of those browns. So again, that's where 5 to 10 inches of rainfall is expected over the next 10 days, which is an inch a day, potentially for some folks in the brighter colors there, which really, I only see that offshore anyway. But about half an inch a day for the 5-inch people. So that's pretty crazy. Let's go ahead and take a look at the total snowfall as well. And we do expect quite a bit here for the northwestern United States still after these storms are all said and done over the next 10 days, though. I wonder how much is still going to be showing up on the model here. If you're in the grays, it's a dusting. If anything, blues will be 2 to 6 inches of snowfall. Your purples will be 6 to 10, pinks will be 10 to 20, and then your pastels are going to be 20 to 48 inches plus. And we see some of those there for the highest elevations in the Rockies and also in the Cascades. Now, let's go ahead and move on and break down the upcoming temperature pattern. Now, here we are taking a look at that upcoming temperature pattern. Let's just move this towards this afternoon, and as you can see, we have actually a pretty significant pocket of colder air over the north-central United States, and then a pretty significant pocket of warmth over the southeast, actually. So a little bit of a southeast ridge playing a part today in today's weather. Tuesday, we get the same thing, southeast ridge here taking place, but really cold for the central and the western United States. Wednesday, let's see, still a little bit of warmth here in the east, but we see some of that warmth working its way into the west, which usually means cold air is headed eastward. And by the time we reach Saturday, May 7th, we see that take place. We see some colder air taking place in here. Colder air out here as well, though, with warmth in between. So that is worth noting. Let's move this towards Sunday. Still some really dynamic cold air over the eastern United States because we see a lot of storminess in the long range for this region. So I think that just brings down the temperatures. I've mentioned this a few times this week. Because overall, I mean, the trough is really in the west and the ridge is really in the east here. We can see all the way up to Canada. We see very warm air. It's just this exception of this area here in the southeast and mid-Atlantic. But really cold air diving down into the western United States. And really things stay this way. Tuesday, pretty extreme. And then even Wednesday here, May 11th, things are really crazy too. But we just see cold for the eastern seaboard here. Really weird. But a huge trough in the west still. And then a huge ridge overall for the eastern United States, with the exception, again, of this southeast region. All right, now I know that's a lot to break down, but let's go ahead and move on and talk about the Storm Prediction Center because there's still a lot to go over with that as well. Here we are taking a look at the day one categorical outlook. We have two areas of general thunderstorms here, and here I'm underlining them there. That's where general thunderstorms are expected, but nothing can really be ruled out. So heed all those watches, warnings, and advisories, no matter where you're at in the entire United States. We have two darker green regions, one there for Idaho, and then one there for the south central United States. And that's where we expect isolated severe weather to take place throughout the day today on Monday, May 2nd. Our yellow area is going to be our slight risk area, and that's where we expect scattered severe weather to take place there in those central plains and a little bit of the eastern plains. Is that a thing? I don't know. And then we see the orange region there for Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, and Kansas, and that's where we expect, we have an enhanced risk, and that's where we expect widespread severe weather to be possible throughout the day today. Let's just break down those individual outlooks, though. First things first, we have the damaging wind outlook. And first things first, we have it's all based on 25 miles at a given location, first off. So for instance, the two green regions is 5%. That's 5% chance of damaging wind within 25 miles of a given location. If your house is in the green region, there's a 5% chance of damaging wind happening 25 miles from your house or within 25 miles of your house. So keep that in mind. The yellow area is going to be a 15% chance of damaging wind taking place. And then the red area there for Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, and Kansas is going to be the 30% chance of damaging wind taking place, again, within 25 miles of a given location. For the hail outlook, it's the same thing, just a little bit of change here. So we see the 5% in the green, 15% in the yellow again, and then 30% chance there in the red. But we have that hatched area, that significant hatched area in the black, and that's indicating that 2-inch diameter or larger hail is going to be possible within that region. So very, very large and damaging hail will be possible throughout the day today. Again, on Monday, May 2nd. Tornadoes here is looking extra concerning. We have a 2% chance there in the green, 5% chance there in the brown, and then a yellow, which is the 10% chance area there for Oklahoma and Kansas. And I'm concerned about that for sure. We do have the significant hatched area in there as well, which indicates that EF3 to EF5 tornadoes are going to be possible throughout the day today. They're always possible, but we have the ingredients there that leads us to believe that is definitely going to be a possibility today, which is obviously worst case scenario. Now for the day 2 categorical outlook, this is for Tuesday, May 3rd. We have 2 general thunderstorm risks again, where general thunderstorms are expected. Severe weather is not expected, but anything is possible, so heed all those watches, warnings, and advisories. But we have a marginal risk in there as well for Kentucky, Tennessee, a lot of the Ohio Valley as well, and that's where we expect isolated severe weather to be possible throughout the day tomorrow. That yellow area there is our slight risk region where we expect scattered severe weather to take place there in Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio. Now, for the individual outlooks for day 2, we have a 5% chance of damaging wind there in the green, a 15% chance of damaging wind there in the yellow. For hail, we only have a 5% chance here within that entire green region. For tornadoes, we have a 2% chance there in that entire green region for Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio. So not too elevated as of now. For day 3, we don't have like those individual risk outlooks, but we can tell you the categorical outlook. We have a general thunderstorm risk there in the lighter green. We have a marginal risk there in the darker green. That's where we expect isolated severe weather to take place. The yellow area there is our slight risk region there for Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, and Kansas, and that's where we have a slight risk of severe weather, and we expect scattered severe weather to take place within there. And then our orange for Texas and Oklahoma is our enhanced risk. Again, widespread severe weather is expected there on Wednesday, May 4th. Now for day 4 here, which is going to be Thursday, May 5th, we have a 15% chance of severe weather first off within that yellow region, which translates to a slight risk once this is within the 3-day range, which is going to be tomorrow. And then we have that orange area there for Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Missouri as well. And that's where we expect an enhanced risk to take place, and we will see that tomorrow. So tune in with us tomorrow as we will break this down once we have more information. For today's confidence tab, we're at a 5 out of 6 because for the past few days we've been basically right up against this event, and I really feel confident in it. For today's patron highlight of the day, I want to thank you all for supporting the channel, but especially our platinum patrons, Bill Craich, James Wade, Dovin Eagle, Laura the Pan, Mandy Birchfield, Patrick Strickland, Dave Scott, and Donna Carnes as well. I would also like to thank our diamond patrons, Bill Roberts, Marcus Connolly, Noah Hall, Michael Kudelasa, Catbite, Charles Stinnett, Bill Dallas, Gary's, and John Khaleesi also. I would also like to thank our channel members, Catbite, Stephen Fan, and Jeremy Cox as well. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more weather-related content. I'll see you guys in the next video.